let's see. Here's the show sheet. What do we have on it? 2 bars. 660. Oh, yeah, we're going to do comments. We're going to read the comments. What am I looking for? Straight to the comments. Father's Day. CrossFit. Shoulder. Cairo. Scared to death. Scared to death? Scared to death. All right. Let's see. What does this look like now? There we are. Is that better, Vanessa? Did you see it before? Oh, finally. Yeah, we're in HD now. We're in HD. All right, Sophia. Scared to death. Good. Just give me the list. Just don't keep... Oh, God. That's my son. Oh, this is going to be a good one. This is going to be a good little segment we got here, guys. One more second to get all this set up. El Encanto. El Encanto. All right. That's just Nelson. Show stories. 6, 15, 25. Century Gothic 14 point. Why again, class, do we use Century Gothic 14 point? Because when we were writing copy, 8 lines of text at Century Gothic 14 point is approximately 30 seconds of copy. Yay. In case any of you guys are going to jump off and be copywriters anytime soon. In case you have your own small business and you got to write your own commercial, because I've seen how radio writes. Oh my God. Are you still here? Are you still in here, Sophia? Because I have to say, you know what? I got to say thank you. I got to say thank you. Thanks, Sophia. Even if you're not here, you don't have to stick around. I can email it to you. Chippa chippa cha. Broadcaster. Come on, live studio. Come on, live studio. What's the quality at like now, Vanessa? Is it gone south? Oh, it's choppy. We're chopping. We're chopping bacala. And if you ain't found, you're not found. Oh, you think? Oh, come on. Like, what do you want from me, computer? Chupa chupa cha. Chupa chupa chupa. Chupa chupa chops. Oh my God, yes. Oh my God, yes. This is going to be a great goddamn segment. If I do say so myself. And I do. It's only equipment and connections. No, not new equipment. Just Verizon internet. Chupa chupa chupa. Chupa chupa chops. Is there any other scenes? This is 18 bold underline, underline, don't bury the lead. Chupa chupa, chupa chupa chups. 16-25. Chupa chups. Cigars and drinks. It's a deadly combination. Gives the DL on the end of the BS in Sacramento. Company just didn't want to have the show anymore. Here's the deal. The DL on my end of how the end of Sacramento happened was I had a raging drug problem before I moved to Sacramento. And then I moved to Sacramento and I hit the gas. And then 2 months after I moved to Sacramento, I got clean and sober. And so my deal in Sacramento was less about chasing my radio dream, I'm realizing now, and more about not ending up in jail and or dead. Because if I would have stayed here, I would have never gotten clean. At least I wouldn't have gotten clean on my own accord. So I left California because I was tired of being away from my kids. And I wasn't going to make the kind of money that I thought I was going to make, and that's on me. I moved to Sacramento on a whim. And ultimately, the company wanted a clean slate. Yeah, my internet is being a turd. It's awful. It's awful. It's because it's storming here, and I have Verizon for internet. All right. Almost there, guys. Got one. Oh, no. Oh, no. What is this? Don't hurt my heart. He's not dead. I mean, it's not saying a lot. Poor Bruce Willis. That guy's got more money than God, and he can't get he can't escape it. Like what? Weather in ATL was trash, like most of the last week. Might as well have been back in Florida. Mr. Werewolf. W-A-R-E. Who is this? There's everybody now. David Hikili. David Hikili Kanui. 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 Kenui. Kanui. Who did he play? Was he in the live action? He was in the live action. Dang. God, you just make your break? Action. Max joining and liking the live. Shout out Max Wilder on TikTok. Oh, that hurt my shoulder, Max. I hope you know that I did that. I sacrificed myself for you there. Thanks, Max. Thanks, Max. Super Kenny. Super Kenny in here as well. Super Kenny listic expialidocious. Oh my God. You know what? No, but I'm going to right now. Boxing bell. Thank you. Sound effect. Let's see if this is the one we want. That's exactly what we want right there. Okay, so we go. Nope, not again. Making copies. Copy paste. Thank you, Vanessa. God, you're great. Emilio. Hope you're feeling better, buddy. Don't do that. I have a folder called sound effects. Sound effects, boxing bell sound. Yeah, but now we gotta open that up in Audition because we gotta check it. I'm doing all right, man. Physically, I'm having a bit of an issue, but otherwise, I'm doing well. Come on, Audition. Quit messing around. We don't need all of that. Favorites, fade out. Control save. All right. Close this. Close this. Close this. Hotkeys. What hotkeys don't we need? I'm not going to use the air conditioning sound effect. The helicopter I like. Booing crowd we want. In fact, we want booing crowd up in the goddamn favorites. Let's move booing crowd up here. There we go. Sonar we like. Holy we like. Gavel we like. Laughing small. I don't think I'm ever going to use that. So we're just going to go ahead and get rid of that one. I like having a helicopter just in case we need to get into some stuff. That's right. We need to have that one there. And then, of course, with that, you have the timpani. Yeah, I guess we'll put the boxing bell right here by the cymbal crash. Put it by the cymbal crash. It is decided. It is decided. Why do you not put the boxing bell in a different place? Because that's where I want it. I think that's where it makes the most sense. And we'll probably turn that down to about 50. 50. Yeah, I could probably even come down a little more. 40. There we go. Shout out Vanessa. Shout out Vanessa remembering that we needed that. You know, while we're here, since it's only going to take 2 minutes to get it, tires screeching to a halt. Because I was going back and listening to the show the other day, or today actually. Sound effect. No, I want screeching to a halt. There you go.
What you want to do is save hundreds with Liberty Mutual.
Easy. I don't want to save hundreds with anything. Convert next. I put the Hoochie Daddy song on my oldest playlist as a prank. First thing that came up in her car. I love that. I love that. I love that I think he and I have become friends on the internet because he watches my story all the time. Soup Kula. Yeah, I love him. I love him. Gargle? Your profile name is Gargle. You all right in there? I hear you coughing, Bubba. Can we get it all on one page? Can we get it? If we make this smaller, maybe? There we go. All right, we got a fucking show, guys. Who's ready? Oh, some of a bitch, that hurts. Uh. Did I download the Screech? I haven't. Oh, yes, they call him the Streak. I gotta turn on audition. Audition again. Close the window. My fucking arm. I like it a lot. Oh, I like it a lot. A little later than I thought, boys. Sorry. All right, here we go. Tire skid sound if I can come in here. Doesn't have to be anything prominent. There we go. All right. Oh, yes, they call him the Streak. Don't you dare. Where's the G? Garner. Garner. Okay. Oh, you think we need a crash? I'm not going to go get a crash right now. I got to get this show started. I'm already running behind. I'm meant to be on even earlier than I was ever. All right. Where's my thing at? Open. Thank you. Where's my thing at? Here we go. This Used to Be a Radio Show presents That's Just Nelson, episode 26.
Ladies and gentlemen, the show is about to start.
And now,
it's Nelson time. It's Nelson time. It's Nelson. It's Nelson time. Oh, if you want to know what's going on, it's Nelson time, yeah. It's Nelson. It's Nelson time. Oh, yeah.
That's just Nelson.
Is it? It appears to be. And how is our week starting? Could be a little up in the air as of the recording of this podcast. It is storming. A dark and stormy night. But podcasts have no time, so it doesn't matter what's happening outside as well, where the weather happens. That was always a pet peeve. Weather happens outside. So when you go on the air, you can't say weather out there. People do. Talented people. Just like it's not an ATM machine, it's an ATM. Or it's an AT machine. This is automated teller machine. It's the little things. It's the little things that keep me up at night. Couldn't care less? Right? Take that to your friends. You couldn't care less about something if you have no more caring left. If you're like, I'm tired of this thing. If you say you could care less, you sound stupid. Let me be the one to tell you, okay? Let me be the one to tell you you sound stupid. And I could care less. I have a lot of care about this. Like, there's so much room for me to care less, and yet I cannot. We are the protectors of the English language. Also, you don't have to be a dick about it, but if you hear someone using a phrase incorrectly and you know that they're using it incorrectly, pull them off to the side. Pull them off to the side. Just had a discussion yesterday. This woman has a master's degree, okay? She's very smart. You know what I say about master's degrees? Me and master's degrees, but I digress. She got a master's degree, and she said, I'm going to have to tread water lightly. And I said, that's not what you're looking for. That's not it. You're so close. Mixing metaphors. You got to tread lightly. If you're treading water and you're using that as a metaphor, then you're like almost in over your head, right? But that's what I'm talking about. You don't get to be a jerk about it. I didn't play a buzzer sound effect, okay? I just said, hey, by the way, I got to let you know. You're just treading lightly. And then because oftentimes when you do that, you'll see the wave, just a every time you've ever said that playing over in your head. Have I said tread water lightly all the time? Sure have. Didn't stop me from getting a master's degree, though. Now did it? No, it didn't. Thank you. But it can happen to anybody, man. So you just got to kind of step in. We all need to have just a little bit of a thicker skin. Guilty as carrying a red pen for vocabulary. It's Vanessa. Vanessa in on Facebook. Hashtag 2bars, she says. TU2, number 2, BARS. What does that mean? That is, this used to be a radio show. This is called That's Just Nelson. You can find me online at That's Just Nelson. It's soon to be launched. So soon. So soon. You can trust me on that. The soon to be launched. That's just Nelson.com. 402-302-1005. It's text messaging, phone calls. We take it all. We're a one-stop shop, okay? Thank you. I don't know that aimed at applause, but thank you. also available on Apple and Spotify. And you know what you can do when you're on Spotify? I think you can do it on Apple too, but I know you can do it on Spotify. You can share with us your opinions of the show. You got comments? Leave them. Leave them. Because I'm going to read them. Every one of them. And you know what? The show is in its infancy right now, so it's real easy for me to read all the comments. That will not change till the end of time. Let this be the #1 trending show anywhere. It doesn't even have to be in Nebraska, in Atlanta, where 50% of my audience currently resides. And that's where these comments came from. Hotlanta. A couple of them, both of them from Dex. It's a joint account based on the name. Guessing it's Dex. Leave in the comments. Shout out Dex. Here's the thing. Good point on this one. On the last podcast, AI is going to take your job and you're going to feel different and it gets paid nothing. Currently, I get paid nothing, Jess. So, but touche. Dex talking there about you, me, and ChatGPT. Of course, I talk to ChatGPT every day. In fact, I pay ChatGPT. Don't say it's not getting paid anything. I pay $20 for the premium ChatGPT. Who is the idiot around here? One of the other comments, though, I wanted to get to this one. I wanted to address it because I feel like it's important that we talk about things. Okay? I feel like it's important. Are you listening? Do you remember back in like 1995 when you didn't like something and I didn't like something, or I felt one way about something, you felt one way about something, you felt the other way, you're diametrically opposing. You remember? Oh my God, can you believe it? And you remember how we just stopped talking to each other and we punched each other? Oh no, we didn't do that. We just said, yeah, freaking Carl thinks this. You know what, though, Carl? Hell of a golfer. Love having a beer with him. Remember that? Remember we could all just have, we should all have our own. And then we could all come together. And then you know what we had to do? We had to, I don't want to edit out the swears later. I don't want to go back through to comb through the freaking podcast. So just give me a second. I'm getting worked up. I'm getting worked up because I used to be this kind of person that would comment like this. And so I'm not unnecessarily coming down on this. This is not supposed to be an attack because my whole point is that we don't need to attack each other. Okay. But I'm glad you left this comment so that we can unpack it. So the comment goes back to a discussion I had about ICE in Omaha and the big raids that had happened that made national news. As I also had a guest, a friend of mine, Harvey, on the show. So that was last week. Okay. And old Dex says, on this episode, you probably lost the 50% of people that you have in Georgia because we work side by side with illegal immigrants that make more than we do. Love your podcast, but you're muffing up. I love that. I love it because he would feel comfortable enough to leave that, and then we can unpack it together. Like, I'll have him on the show. I don't care. Hit me up. That's just Nelson, or that's just Nelson at Gmail. Or on the comment section. I don't care. Again, this is not to attack anybody. This is all in love. And basically what I said back was, well, that's the beauty of America, is that we can have our separate opinions. Okay. And without wading into the weeds, some questions come to mind just as an answer to that. Like, I would love to talk a little bit more about the side-by-side because I want to know, is it industry for industry? Because I don't know. Okay. Are they making more than you? Can you prove that? How do you know they're making more than you? Are they making more than you because they're not paying taxes? Because if we fast-track them into paying taxes, they want to be here anyway. We give them the ability to pay taxes, and then all of a sudden, all that stuff kind of evens out. But again, it's not what we're trying to wade into. It's not what we're trying to wade into, okay? What we're trying to get to is a point where we can go, I don't agree with you. And you know what? I don't agree with you. Okay. What do we agree on? Let's try that. Coke or Pepsi? Dr. Pepper, obviously. You know what I mean? So, like, I say it all the time. Everybody love everybody. Just everybody love everybody. Why? Why? But I understand. If you feel that you've been wronged, then I totally get it. I can understand a frustration. But I also just want to make sure that we're having open and honest dialogue, because a lot of times you get into an echo chamber, okay? And then you're just regurgitating facts. I regurgitate facts all the time. Guilty. Guilty as charged. That's why I'm always reading. I'm just kind of like trying to absorb all of it so that I can just, and then I take with a grain of salt sometimes where I get the information from. That's all. So I stand behind what I said. I stand behind the information that I gave about how you don't have to let ICE in unless they have a federal warrant signed by a federal judge, signed by a local judge. I mean, but without wading into it, I appreciate that you put that up there. Please, if you have worse to say, go ahead. Like earlier, as we were getting ready for the show, I was up on TikTok at That's Just Nelson, and a old boss / instructor / friend / confidant / just, I don't know, soul partner came into the feed. Her name's Sophia. Okay. And there's nothing, there's no amount of pressure, there's no amount of anything, right, that can break me down, because I have been put through the gauntlet. This woman made sure. She's like, you're going to know how this works. If I had $1, and I think sometimes she was just doing it to mess with me. Now that I'm outside of it, for two reasons. One, because of how amazed other radio organizations have been since I've left that organization. But two, just because I think she was just trying to see how sharp she could make you. But there was a thing that would happen at the radio station over there in which you had a little bit more freedom. Okay, you had a little bit more freedom in terms of the things that I was a we at that point, the things that we could do, because there were no corporate masters, right? It was a college radio station, but it was a full radio station. So when I say like 100,000 watts, that doesn't have to mean anything to you other than no other radio station can have more power in the entire country. That's the maximum amount of power. This is a college rock station that has that. Ramona checking in on TikTok at That's Just Nelson. But as such, there were commercial advertisements. They're called promos that you would put together. And they would have all these bells and whistles, and it would just be like different voices and sound effects and stuff. And you didn't get it approved the first time. It just didn't happen. And I think some of the time she was on, because you're just like rushing, and she's like, what is this? You can't even hear this. No one can understand what you're saying here. What's this, right? So you go, okay, you got a point. Other times I think she was just having fun, for being 100%. Other times I think she's just like, let's see what yeah, it's good enough, but let's just see how crazy we can make him. I tell you what, I have taken that style of like commercial promotionals, like commercial production style. I've taken that into corporate radio. And you would have thought I invented production. You would have thought, we didn't even know anything like this was possible. Yeah, it's possible. There's 6 freaking kids over across the river right now that's sitting in a goddamn college class that could do better than this. I'm not even great at it. Like, I'm good. I'll hold my own against any production director in town. But it's because I went through the damn gauntlet. It's because I can get a promo past Sophia in under 3 tries. Thank you very much. So no, man, I could take it. I could take critique. Because when you're getting the hard critique, you just got to sit there and suck on that. All right. Just have that knuckle sandwich. Thank you. May I have another? I tell you what, as I brought it into corporate radio world, it did it, man. It did it. So shout out Sophia. Shout out Dex. Loving that Dex was able to come up with that and not back down. I'll be looking to talk with you some more, Dex. I hope you keep listening. I don't want to lose you. If I can figure out how to make you and me more money than the illegals, then we're going to be on that too, Dex, because I'm still a company man. I don't know what company. At That's Just Nelson. 402-302-1005. Well, it was a weekend. It was certainly a weekend. Ups, downs, and all arounds. We'll get into that next. And if you're looking, sometimes you need to just open the soul up a little bit and kind of vent. I might have something that'll do the trick for you.
That's just Nelson.
Butter Nelly time. Peanut butter Nelly time.
You're listening to That's Just Nelson.
Oh, get real good at mixing that. I mix that on the fly, as it were. Not the song. Ramon, I'm glad you asked. At That's Just Nelson, as she watches the live recording of the show that happens nightly. It's a Monday through Friday show. It's a Sunday-ish through Thursday recording. I know. Listen, I got to be better, guys. I get it. I got to be better. But I was wrecked. If we're being honest, I was wrecked. Father's Day wrecked. It was a good one, though. Oh, man, it was nice. It was nice because I love my kids. God almighty, do I love my kids. And I'm just thankful to still be here because there was a lot. I've talked about this a little bit, but there were a lot of choices that I was actively and passively making to not allow me to see days like that, days like Father's Day. So to be able to be with my kids, it's never a question. It's never a fight. That's the other thing. Thankful that I'm in a place with my co-parent, my ex-wife, that we can make this thing work. Listen, I've seen just some contentious ex situations. First woman that I dated, we've talked about Trig a couple of times. So Trig, and this is no fault to her because she was in a bad spot. But Trig, everything was by the police. They had supervised drop-offs. The kids didn't have to be supervised at each person, but it was no, we need a referee between the two of you two. Everything by the book. They didn't change one thing about what was on their parenting plan or anything like that, right? Whereas my ex and I, it's very loose, the parenting plan. Very loose. And it has been recently anyway, because, I was going to take the kids with me to California, and then California fell apart. California, where I had mentioned earlier, is where I went to get sober. So there's definitely no reason I could have been taking my kids with me to California. God, talk about abuser. So that's just it. I struggle. I'm going to be a little all over the board here as we're talking about Father's Day, because I'm kind of emotional a bit about it. And I'm working through that. I got therapy tomorrow even. So, I go to weekly therapy. I'm learning to forgive myself. I'm trying the positive self-talk. But dude, I was not a good dad. Facts. Call it what it is. And people go, no, you're a good dad. You're there for your kids. I was there. Yeah, I was physically there. Okay? You are absolutely correct. I was physically there. How is it that the bar has been set so low on what it is to be a good dad. I'm an okay dad right now. I'm okay. I'm like a C- dad. But I was D, not even D+ for a while, maybe even F at one point. And I wasn't in jail, you know? But I put $30,000 up my nose over the course of 2 years. Good dads don't do that. That's not a good dad. It's not a good dude. It's not a good dad. Right? Now I'm working to atone for that. And I take great pride and great joys in that nothing detrimental happened to me or my family in which that we can't fix it and we can't all come together and work through this. Even as I'm fleeing to California in a drug-fueled rage, trying to escape Lord knows what, this mortal coil probably. I mean, not probably. I'm working on it in therapy, guys, so we don't need to get too deep into that. But yeah, unintentionally, I didn't realize it, but yeah, it was. So then the kids don't come with me there. Thankfully, it's just, all right, they're going to stay with mom. It's not like they can't. It's just that's the situation that we were in. I had the house, so they stayed with me, yada, yada. I moved back. I moved back in with my ex-wife for a couple of months. Now, was it a mistake? Yeah, it was. And she would agree to that as well. I know she would. I'm not talking out of school. We found out real quickly exactly why we are no longer together. But it also didn't ultimately affect our ability to co-parent. My most recent ex had a toxic back and forth with her. Oh my God. The way the two of them would talk to each other and they're yelling. And I'm like, I've yelled at my ex-wife. I'm no saint. Okay, so let's just stop. Thank you. Yes. In a babadi pastry, in the flipped of cheese. Amen. Okay, I was a real douche. All right, as I was married. I've said it time and time again. When it came to the point where the marriage was going to come to a close and my ex-wife said, I don't want to do this anymore, it wasn't like she could sit back and go, God, this guy's, I can't throw away all of this. You know what I mean? So I'm not perfect. Close. I'm not perfect. But man, I'm just so thankful. And that's not, again, I'm not crapping on my ex in that one either. It makes you thankful. And I've never been the guy that's like, oh, I'm going to take stock of what I'm thankful for. Okay, it's always been negativity. So try to move forward. Try to pivot. Try to do things a little bit different. So here we are. It's Father's Day. My father has a pool. So where are we going? We going to the pool. And it was magical. It was magical because, you know, Penelope's off on her own. She's with her cousins and she's having a great time and just playing mermaids or whatever the hell they're playing, you know, just having just the time of their life. But my little boy, I talk about Roman being on the spectrum from time to time because when other parents have kids on the spectrum, I want them to know they're not alone. But I try not to talk about my child being on the spectrum because I don't want him to be defined by his disability. I don't know what even to freaking call it, but yeah. That's it. I don't know where else I was going to go with that sentence, but so Roman is very averse to things, especially new things. And I know a lot of that is a sensory issue. It's a texture. It's a touch. It's a scary issue. It's all emotions are just heightened, right? But you can tell he wants to be in the water. Like the water calls to him. Tub time, loving tub time. Last year, as I came back from California, okay, let's go even back. 2 years ago, I got it to the point where I stopped letting him just stay in the shallow end because sometimes he wouldn't even get into a pool. So the first thing I broke him of was I put him into a life vest and I walked him out to somewhere that was too tall for him. I was standing, so it was like a municipal pool. So it's not like it's 10 feet deep. And he's just screaming. And everyone's looking at me. And look, I get it. The public pool is not the place that you want me to be doing some hard time training. But it's not like I had access to other pools, and this kid has got to. If no one does it, then he won't do it. I don't care. This is California. Screaming. Even though he loves the tub. Loves it. He's got wrinkles in his fingers from 6 years ago. Loves the tub that much, okay? God, he's about to be 9. So that's California 23. La Vista 24. I've finally started to get him into showering. So he's not doing it himself yet. But now there's no tub, dude. We don't have tub time, especially for a couple of months we were living with my father. There's no tub for you. Tub time's over. Get in the shower. And he was just a fight because he doesn't want the water on his head. Doesn't want the water on his head. Doesn't want the water on his head. Gotta force him. Force him in. To the point where he would finally put his head under the water on just in the shower on his own. Then I saw him in the pool last year, just splash his face into the water. And I'm like, okay. Let's do this. And so I said, 1, 2, 3. I picked him because he was ready. And then he went underwater and he got up and he's like, nope. No. And so for like a week, he would try and, if I was coming out to the water, he was getting out because he thought I was going to hurt him. Which, listen, arguably, kid got tossed. Maybe he wasn't ready for the toss. Maybe I was going a little too aggressive. He came right up. $50 copay. We'll have that taken care of in one session. One session, we got that one covered. Vanessa, love this. You have to do what you have to do as a parent. Sometimes other people just need to get over it. Amen. Checking in on the live. Is this recorded Sunday night through Thursday night? Sunday mostly. Monday night through Thursday night for sure. For a Monday through Friday production here. That's just Nelson on Facebook, TikTok. It's all across the board. So I started cornering him in the pool. I had to wait for him to not be looking. And then I would run to the stairs and then I had to block the stairs. So that way he couldn't get out. And then eventually he would just stay at the other side of the pool. But like for half the summer, he was avoiding me in the pool. Okay? I was sitting down for 5 minutes yesterday before he cannonballed into the deep end. What the heck, man? Where was this at? And then he's a jerk. Then he's like, Dad, help me. I can't swim. Oh, help me. Oh, no, you don't. Help me, Dad. I can't swim. You son of a gun. This kid is a fish. He's a fish. I'm over here like teaching physics to Penelope because I'm trying to get her to go under the water without plugging her nose. Because it's going to open up so much more, right? Roman doesn't know, or I don't know if it's not that he doesn't know. I don't know that he necessarily gets that they're plugging their nose. He just sees Penelope put her hand to her face. So he puts his hand to his face loosely and then jumps in the water. So he already has figured out how to swim without plugging his nose. The kid is an animal. And it's just like, I haven't taken as many videos of him as I have this summer in like the last 3 or 4 years. I swear to God. And maybe that's because I've been bad about videos. Dads aren't great about videos, you know? But that's my little guy. It's my little guy. You ever feel like you gotta emote? I watched a movie this weekend, and I've watched the certain part of it 4 times now in like the last 3 days, and I bawl every damn time. We'll get into that. We'll cover some others. Just need to get a good cry in.
That's just Nelson.
Nelson.
That's just Nelson.
Just Nelson. Just Nelson. That's just Nelson. I was going to sing it again, but I was off beat. At That's Just Nelson on social media, 402-302-1005. Message data rates may apply. I got to tell you that. I guess I'm a business. I don't know if I'm a business. I got no business running a website, at least not one building it one, because we're still under construction at that'sjustnelson.com. There's no apostrophe in that because you wouldn't have an apostrophe on a website. I am a sucker for the movie Encanto. Oh, I love Encanto. Encanto. I shared Encanto this weekend with a new friend of mine. And as we were watching, I had to look away. I had to make sure that this person could not see me because I knew that from one certain point in the movie till the end of the movie, I was going to be wall to wall tears. I was going to be bawling my eyes out tears. If you've never seen the movie Encanto, spoiler alert, you might want to tune away for the next 30 or 45. Just fast forward because we're going to spoiler alert. Okay. The whole deal is the family has magic and there's not really a bad guy in it. Okay. Just a long time ago, they were chased out of their home and somebody died because it's Disney. It's not Pixar, it's Disney. I think, and I'll bold statement, okay, right here, I'll say it. I think Encanto is the best Disney movie ever. And you can suck on Lion King and you can have Aladdin, throw it away. Watch Encanto. And if you watched it and you didn't feel that way, then I feel sorry for you. I'm not going to tell you you're wrong, but I feel sorry for you, okay? That being said, they've got magic powers, right? Everybody except Mirabel. She's supposed to have her magic powers, then she doesn't get them. So now she's just got to grow up and she don't have magic powers and she's the odd one out. And grandma's upset about it. And now Mirabel is she going to ruin the magic or is she going to save the magic? Well, nobody freaking knows. And in the process of trying to save the magic, she breaks in on her sister, who is perfect in every way. And then from there, you just have waterworks. You just have waterworks. At that point, basically, I have watched from the moment, if you're familiar with the movie, I've watched from the moment that the cactus pops up till the end of Dos Araquitos. I've watched it 4 times already this weekend, and I have wept. I have wept every time because it is so emotional. And if you haven't, then you need to go watch it. And I haven't even ruined anything for you. Just go watch it. And the last song's fine, but just to the point where the butterflies spin around. From cactus to butterflies, that's all you need in the damn movie, especially if you've seen the movie more than once. If you've seen it the one time all the way through, just cactus to butterflies, dude. I promise you, you want to get a little emotional decongestant, then that's how you're going to do it. Now, listen, sometimes you don't want a sad cry. Sometimes you want a happy cry. And I have the perfect happy cry for you, but I wanted to go through this list here first. So let's just ruin our lives right now. This is a list of movies and TV shows that are guaranteed tearjerkers. This one, I already disagree. Andy Leaves for College, Toy Story 3. No. No, I'll tell you what's the tearjerker is. don't have seen Toy Story 3 and then do eat magic mushrooms and watch it for the first time, and you will for sure believe that they are about to kill the entire cast of Toy Story 3 right before the claw comes down. That's a fact. Don't do mushrooms, though. But a friend told me, the mirror, that would be awful. So him leave, who's crying at that? Cry when they're like almost going to go and then they don't go and then they go and live somewhere else. I'm not old enough to remember E.T. going home being in like an emotive thing. Plus, wasn't the sadder part in that movie where like he was dying? I don't know. Already, I'm not a big fan of this list. Now, I'll give you some tears for this one. I'll give you this. Mufasa falling to his death. Mufasa falling to his death, you're going to have some tears. I think we can all agree on that one. I still tell you what, you won't cry one tear as hard as you do when you're watching Encanto. Okay? This one, again, I think I was too young. If I went back and watched this, maybe I would agree. Schindler's List, I could have saved more. What's your one regret? I could have saved more. The opening from Up, that's a for sure. Yes, obviously. Yes, the opening from Up is maybe the saddest thing, right? Now this one will get me. You want a quick cry? You want a quick cry again? You want to turn and burn it? Like in Encanto, where you're really going to feel it? Go Interstellar, Cooper's Home Videos. You could cry just thinking about it. Matthew McConaughey's just sitting there, and he went down to the planet. See, but the planet is so close to Gargantuan that there is time dilation. Now his family doesn't realize it's been 20 goddamn years, and they stopped messaging. They all grew up. He's yelling, "Murph, don't let him go, Murph!" I could cry just looking at the picture of Matthew McConaughey right now. Harry Potter, Goblet of Fire. That's my son. That's my boy. My boy. I didn't cry at Cedric. Maybe I'm heartless. I've never seen Marley and Me, but I can only imagine. I can only imagine that Marley and Me is like the savage. That it's not number one on this list is kind of bull. Also, it listed the top 10. My Girl's not on here. Can't see without his, where's his glasses? He can't see without his glasses. Are you kidding? Of course. Because what's his name? Macaulay Culkin got stung by all the bees. Macaulay Culkin got stung by all the bees. This is all based on because I watched Encanto, right? I'm going to tell you what the happy cry is here. We're going to go out on the happy cry. I promise. Oh, Coco? No. That could get you every time. You want a quick power cry? You go right to the end. Mama Coco? Your papa? Tu papa? You want to have these songs? And he sings Remember Me. This says various scenes in Forrest Gump, but the saddest scene in Forrest Gump is collectively as he's talking to the grave. It's like he wrote a letter. I'm not supposed to read it. You're so smart, Jenny. Oh my God, are you kidding? Are you kidding? It's torture. That's torture. That's torture. This one, all right. Number one sad for sad scene. I don't care. I'll put this against any death in a TV show. I'll put it against any sad scene you have. I dare you to present me a sadder for the sake of sad scene in TV than Will Smith. How come you don't want me, man? Are you kidding? From the moment Uncle Phil tells Will's dad to kick rocks, to Will shouting, and then just stop. How come you don't want me, man? Oh, forget about it. Forget about it. I dare you. I triple dog dare you. You can't, and that's a fact. Thank you. I was a little late on the air horn. Now, I promised you that I would give you what? Sad, or happy cry. Happy cry. This is what you need. This is all you need. Perfect happy cry. and we'll get to Don't Bury the Lead. You Google, it's on YouTube. There's a 5-minute super cut of Friends. She's his lobster, or he's her lobster. Just Friends lobster. You're looking for the 5-minute super cut, because that's going to give you a little bit of the beginning and a little bit of the coffee shop. Phoebe setting up the gig, and then you'll get all of the video that makes her fall in love with him. Tears, right? Happy tears. Then you double down, and immediately after that, you Google, did she get off the plane? And watch that. All is well. All is well in the world. Don't Bury the Lead. It's coming up.
You're listening to That's Just Nelson.
Don't bury the lead. What you trying to do? Don't bury the lead. Just don't bury the lead. What you trying to do?
Just
Don't bury the lead.
Nelson.
A jury just ordered MyPillow CEO Mike Lindell to pay $2.3 million in damages after falsely accusing a Dominion voting system executive of treason. So apparently, if you spend 3 years yelling, the machines are rigged into a pillow, somebody eventually sues you. On the plus side, the guy finally found something softer than his pillows. That would be his legal defense. Justin Bieber recently lost it for 11 minutes straight with paparazzi in Malibu and then called himself broken and admitted that he has anger issues on Instagram. He says he's exhausted. He's trying to get better as cameras chase him like hyenas. And you know what? If you cage raise a tiger, don't be surprised when it swipes. At least he's not, biting fans yet. Garner, you remember her, Jennifer Garner, ex-wife of Ben Affleck? Well, she was celebrating old Daddy Affleck on Instagram with a baby photo, saying he's the best dad. So happy to have him. She's out here on Instagram doing the celebration. Affleck's out here going, I'm lucky to have her as a co-parent. That's not co-parenting, bud. That's Jennifer Garner pulling a reverse J-Lo on you. Quiet, steady. Call that the long con. That's how you stay the crazy ex. Only crazier because you make it look like you weren't crazy. Total gone girl, but like the light version. And with Trump's tariffs, your next iPhone could cost more than your mortgage payment. In some scenarios, over $3,500. You're not just buying a phone. You're financing a trip to Harvard. But hey, if you can afford it, just remortgage the second home you bought to flex in your unboxing videos from your iPhones, huh? Should have been a little tighter. Not my favorite. I shouldn't judge it right as we're closing the show, but here we are. You've already listened to it. At That's Just Nelson on social media, 402-302-1005. That's how you get a hold of the show. Soon to be constructed and launched, that'sjustnelson.com. It's part of the show where I tell you to take your pills. Why? Because they're working. You've been feeling good? There's a reason for that. It's called Better Living Through Pharmacology. Check on your happy friends, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.
That's Just Nelson. This used to be a radio show presentation.
I'm Penny Nelson.
My name is Rowan Nelson.
Thank you for listening to the show.
Thanks for listening to the show.
Have a good day and have an awesome day.
I love you too.
All right, everybody.